Welcome to the beginning of your Formula One journey. Before competing at the top level, many drivers will race in
Formula 2 is one of the key steps many drivers will take on the path to Formula 1. It is a championship where the best up-and-coming drivers in the world must compete in identical cars to hone their skills and showcase their talents to teams in the F1 paddock. Whichever Formula 2 experience you choose, your performance in the championship matters. Finish high up in the table and your Formula 1 career will start on a high, allowing you to more easily negotiate with the top teams on the grid.
Here we are amidst the dense forest and rolling hills of Spielberg in Austria, just 2 hours out of Vienna. It's an amazing destination for the race today, and we're about to get started. So Spielberg is one of the shortest laps on the F2 calendar, just 10 corners, 7 right and 3 left. Look out for the uphill braking zone into turn 3. That represents one of the better opportunities to overtake. Also turn 4 straight afterwards, and then the next one being all the way back round to turn 1. Joining me here in Spielberg for the feature race today is the GP2 champion of 2012. It is, of course, the one and only Davide Valsecchi.
Ciao Alex, what a day to go racing here in Austria. The feature race, of course, has the most points of the weekend. But for the drivers in 9th or 10th place, it's also important to push hard to get to the top 8 and to get the pole position for the sprint race tomorrow.
As we're now moments away from the off, let's take a look at the grid order in which they'll start today's race. Luca Chiotto starts from pole position today, edging out Nicholas Latifi, who will start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Joe, Falcon, Nikita Mazepin, Ansete Camara, Matsushita, De Vries, Delatraz, Dorian Boccolacci, Eilot, Aitken, Jordan King, and Correa, Raghunathan, Schumacher, Galeo, and Tatiana Calderon. Boschon and Giuliano Alesi starts from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track. congratulations. Well, what a drive that was to take the win for Arden today. And it's time now for the podium celebrations. And how well deserved is this one? This is a team all about giving talented young drivers an opportunity to race and to win. Arden are your winners here today. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It's a good result for Nikita Mazepin, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Now then, Davide Valsecchi, who would you say was your driver of the day?
I think I will have to get...
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. You had some great overtakes today. Is it more rewarding to earn a podium rather than dominating from the start? Things are definitely hotting up this season. Who do you think will take the championship? There's a lot of buzz around you. Do you see yourself graduating to Formula One after the season? Great. Well, that's everything.
Here we are then for another round of Formula 2 in 2019 at the magnificent Monza circuit beside the Lambro River for today's feature race. And what an event we have in store for you today as we kick off round 10 of the Formula 2 World Championship. Monza is one of the fastest circuits in Formula 2, comprising some very long straights and tight chicanes. The engine spends so long at full throttle, in fact, that engine failures are not an uncommon sight here. On top of that, the 3.6 miles of track, pretty hard on the gearbox too. As we await those 5 red lights for the start of today's race, allow me to welcome once again Davide Valsecchi to take you through all the action of what is, of course, your home race.
For sure, Alex, absolutely. Monza is a great circuit for these cars. Long straights into tight chicanes means a chance to slipstream and take the leadership. The conditions as well are perfect. The tires are not too cold and the driver can push hard right from the start of the race.
We are nearly ready for the start of today's race, but in the meantime, let's take a look at the grid. Nicholas Latifi lines up on pole position, with Guan Yu Zhou alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Mazepin, Falcon, Luca Giotto, and Delatraz, De Vries, Sete Camara, Matsushita, Dorian Boccolacci, Aitken, Ilott, Jordan King, and Calderon, Raghunathan, Correa, Schumacher, and Giuliano Alesi. Boschon and Sean Gelael completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. touch and go for a while there, but Arden have done it. Great win. As they make their way down to the podium, there's no denying the strength of the Arden team. Arden aren't afraid to take risks on new talent, and it certainly looks like it paid off today. Fantastic work. And now, let's take a look at the driver's standings. Nikita Mazepin takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. And now, Davide Valsecchi, let me ask you, who is your driver of the day?
I think I will have to give it to the Arden driver. They pushed and found some fantastic performance. It was a pleasure to watch.
On
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. How do you feel you performed today? You're still in the running for the championship. What do you think of your chances going forward? There are still rumours about you moving to F1 at the end of the season. Can you comment on those? Great. Well, that's everything.